Hey guys, Adam with Modern Anti-Federalist, and today I'll be looking at the Fostech Echo Trigger that I recently installed into my BCM rifle. I'll probably do a review on this rifle at some point in time, but it's good. All right. So with the Echo Trigger itself, just a few observations about it. The trigger is a little bit smaller than other triggers on the market, the standard mil-spec or Geisley's that I've experienced with. Not a big deal, just an observation. The safety needs a little bit more coercing to get through fire or echo mode. Maybe it'll break in with time. I hope it will, but it's very stiff. But whatever. I also am not fond of the smaller ambi safety selector, but that's not a huge deal because even though I'm a lefty, I manipulate the weapon as you know. That's how I put it into fire. I never use ambi modes. So looking more into the Echo, when you're shooting, it's very easy to shoot in both semi and the Echo mode. The Echo mode is what everyone's interested in, and other than I wish there was a little bit shorter reset to actuate the release. You have to pull the trigger back significantly more than a normal USGI trigger in the Echo mode. But that's not a huge deal. It is easy to shoot in both semi and Echo mode. Now, I will not be doing a install video. Iraq veteran 8888888888 whatever. That dude, they did a great video on how to install it. The only note that I would like to add to that is that the trigger lock in mine is canted over at an angle when it's installed, but it still works fine. But because it was crooked, I spent like 20-30 installs. It was ridiculous how many times I tried to install it, but it was actually fine. Even though it was canted, it still works just fine. I shot 2 magazines through it, and when I fired it, I had one failure to fire, but I think that was actually the round itself because the cartridge, the bullet in the cartridge was a little canted over. No big deal. It was just some cheap 223. I don't know if maybe it was the violence of being shot in the Echo mode, but I doubt it because I have shot in M4 and M16 in burst mode and didn't have that problem. I think it was just the round. Now, one thing to note, other people have noted this as well, is that when you're trying to close it, put together your upper to your lower, when you made it, you can't just simply put it on, like a normal trigger. You have to push this down. So push your hammer down, push the trigger lock forward, and then you really got to squeeze this trigger really hard to be able to mate it, but it will mate just fine. Initially, I didn't realize how hard I had to squeeze the trigger, and I was trying to use a knife to push it forward. I read about a guy online, he had his wife use fishing line to pull it forward while he mated it. Kind of funny, but yeah, it'll work. Just squeeze the hell out of it. Now, not all is well with this trigger. The price of admission, nearly $500. I would reconsider buying this because, as you will see in the pictures that I'm going to put in this, the hammer can crack or break. They are using MIM parts. Now, MIM parts are okay if they're done well. LMT uses them, and LMT makes one of the best AR-15s on the market. They have many military sales to nations across the globe. But they didn't do it right, apparently. Maybe things have gotten better, and my example is just fine right now, but I've only got 2 magazines through it. Time will tell. With that, would I recommend this for a self-defense or shit hits the fan weapon? No. In fact, if World War III breaks out tomorrow, I will actually be removing this trigger in favor of putting back in the stock USGI trigger. But BCM also makes a hell of a USGI trigger. I have one of the older ones, and it works great. They have the newer ones are like this polished metal. I have one of them too, but the older one works just great. So that is essentially the video. Hopefully, Fostech will improve in subsequent generations, or if they stay with the same generation, they just improve the metallurgy, make it stronger. Maybe it's a heat treating issue. I don't know, but hopefully they will improve those triggers so that the hammers are not cracking or breaking, and they become much more reliable. And then if they do that, then it would be worth the price of admission, because it is a hell of a lot of fun. And with M16s or automatic weapons, starting at 15 grand, that's hard to justify. But $500 is great for having fun of dumping some mags or being able to do some control pairs very easily, which doing control pairs with this is very easy. So who knows? Now, I will say this as well, in comparison to some of the other triggers, like the binary ones, those I've seen online, people have some troubles getting them to run 100% because of the hammer follow. This system negates that, because I mean it's just reliable right out of the box. But with those parts breaking, that could be a problem, whereas the Franklin Armory system uses some more traditional USGI parts, and I haven't seen any breakages on those, but I'm sure those have happened too. Things break. Anyways, as always, thank you so much for watching. If you like the content, please hit the thumbs up, please subscribe, please share with others. Deuces.